All right, so we're live. You know what? Hey, I see our guy down below here. Let's just bring him in, man, since we're
Oh, is he here? All right, there he is.
Hello,
what's
my
going
fellow
on?
DILF.
Cheers.
What's happening, brother?
Here, sir. How you doing? Nice to meet you, Drake.
You too, brother, man. Hey, is there a mic control on your mic there?
Am I a little loud or what?
No, you're coming in real
You're
soft.
quiet.
Oh, really soft. Okay, yeah, it's probably. Let's see.
That's what she said.
How about this? That ain't better?
That's sounding better. A little bit more.
Check.
Level up, level up.
Test. Cash. Credit card.
Is that any better?
That's good.
That's good.
Okay.
That sounds good. What's up, Veronica? All right, so we've got Dilf in the house.
Dilf. USA.
Dilf.
USA. That's what they used to chant when Hacksaw Jim Duggan would come out, and that's what I always think when I think Dilf USA. I go, ho! You know, you used to come out with the big 2x4, make stupid faces, and march around the ring. He's one of my favorites.
Hell yeah. All right, so I'm gonna switch places with you here, brother, so that when I put the comments up, I don't block your beautiful face.
Ooh.
The beautiful people.
See, I'm living the DILF lifestyle. I'm, visiting with my children in New York, and I'm in my daughter's room doing this interview. So I got a teenage girl's backdrop as my backdrop.
Brother, it doesn't get better than that.
No, it doesn't. It does not.
So in New York, visiting family, you staying out there for the holidays?
No, I'm just here until the 19th, and I'm actually, it's cool. When you go through a divorce, it's so freaking annoying, man. There's so many things about it. If you really care about your kids and just not being able to be with them every second and having to split and share holidays, it's the worst. But I got it in my head all of a sudden. I'm like, you know what? If I can't be there with them on Christmas Day, I'm going to create my own Christmas Day. And I kind of modeled it in my mind after Festivus, Festivus for the rest of us. So I'm like, we're not going to do any airing of grievances or whatever, but I'm like, I can invent a holiday just like that asshole on Seinfeld did. And so I've been planning what will be the tournament, the gaming tournament. We are going to be doing games, and people are going to be basically winning Christmas presents, and I've like just an elaborate plan for the 17th and the 18th. We're going to be 2 days of intense games, and may the best man win. And I'll be like, all right, you won. Who gets a present? It's the winner. so I'm going to like string out the presents, and it's an additional holiday. I'm like, sure, you can still go celebrate Christmas with mom and your grandparents, but you'll celebrate Festivus with me.
Dude, that sounds wicked cool, man.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
So we're taking a different effect on Christmas this year too, man. I'm tired of throwing away money for stuff to just get put in closets and never get seen again.
I feel you.
So we're heading out December 26th for LA. We're going to do Disneyland, Universal, and then we're going to take an 8-day cruise down to the Mexican Riviera.
Hell yeah, that sounds like freaking fun. Give them some damn memories.
That's it, brother. Create memories instead of stuff that collects dust.
That's great. Thumbs up.
It'll be a good time. So we got people coming in. We got Darren, we got Veronica, we got Don Sweet, everybody.
What? Can somebody send me the link to share this? Julie wanted to turn in, my girlfriend Julie, who's a producer.
I sent it. It's on the I tagged the DILF page. I just got to it. I just been so busy with stuff.
Okay, cool. I'll try.
Randy Snider saying hello to Jesse, but what about me, Randy? Hello there, huh? What about me?
What about Robby? Are
Are
you dissing my guitar player? Do I have to stand up for this guy? Are you saying that he's not as important?
I got this on the conky on the head with it there.
Are you saying I'm sort of what?
What about Drake?
I'm doing an interview.
What about him? Just kidding. Come on, Drake.
Well, there went Robby's microphone. We just muted his ass since he's going to be Mr. Sly Guy. We can do the rest of the interview without him. Don't worry about it, Jesse.
All right, sweet. Get out of here.
You want to talk again, Robby? Did you have something you wanted to say, Robby?
Do I?
Do you? You should.
So, man, how in the hell did you guys come together to collaborate on DILF?
Well, it's a great story, but you know what? I guess from Robby's eyes, and then I'll take it from there.
All right.
So basically what happened was we we were in a situation where, well, I guess it's no secret now that Jack had surgery. It was a year ago. He had an emergency surgery on his colon. He had to go in. No one was supposed to know it at the time, whatever. But so we were playing the Canyon Clubs. We had Mount Clair, and we had so with the other one, Santa Clarita. And we wanted to get some singers to fill the evening and just go out and call it the cover band, play a bunch of covers. So Dan reached out to some people. I reached out to some people, and Jesse was one of the people Dan reached out to. And I still remember him walking into the venue with his mohawk. I went, you guys got a mohawk. All right. But we did 6 songs, and Jesse was the only singer that did 2 nights. He did both nights with us. And it went really well. We had a good time. And it just kind of, shortly after that, Jesse had called me and said he was like getting ready to he'd kind of given up on the business, and that it kind of motivated him by playing with us. And he asked me if I thought, it'd be fun to do some covers and go out and play and then talk about doing some original music. So the idea of the band was to go out and do covers and just kind of build it, let people see us play, doing this whole thing, and then start adding some music. And so that's exactly what we've been doing.
Yeah, we really manifest destiny, I would say. I mean, we did exactly what we said we were going to do. To go back further beyond, beyond that, because it was fortuitous. Our bass player, who's not here with us, Dan McNay, was fucking amazing. Shout out to Dan. Love you, baby. Dan very sweetly, had played with me a number of times, or I don't know if we'd actually played together. Maybe we had one or two times. But he had seen me a lot at the Ultimate Jam night, and he just sort of made like a little mental note, like, "Ooh, I like Jesse," And it's amazing how many times this has happened to me in my life, and I have to thank Dan, and I have to thank Rock the Cradle, and I have to thank, some friends and some family members after Rock the Cradle, because there have been 3 times in my life now where I almost abandoned music because I do a lot of things. And, I write comic books. I've written for Marvel and DC and Disney Pixar. Like I love that. It's a passion of mine, as is music. Those are my 2 passions. But I'm very, very successful. I make a lot of money when it comes to voiceovers and hosting. That stuff pays my bills. And I generally kind of am a behind the scenes guy. I don't really love being in front of the scenes, because in front of the scenes is where they throw the tomatoes. Throw the tomatoes at the guy on the stage. And I don't like when they hit me with the tomatoes. So, I'm like, man, I don't like this, being the guy who's getting hit with stuff. I'm just going to slink into the background. I'll write songs for other people. And when Rock the Cradle came about, I literally had quit music that day. I decided I'm done. And after like 3 years of this stupid show, it was a reality show that I did years ago, they called me the day I quit. And the same thing happened with Dan. The day I was literally seriously talking to my girlfriend, I'm like, I'm just thinking it's breaking my soul to perpetually put myself out there. I write music that is my soul on display. It's not me like posing. It's me going, hey, here's a little piece of my heart. Do you like it? And not getting the reaction from that I wanted was killing me. And I was just like, it's just not worth it. I'll exercise this in another way. And just sure enough, like within minutes, the phone rings and it's Dan talking to Julie, who knows that we've been dating. And she's like, hey, would you think Jesse would like this thing? And it was such a compliment to get, Robby and Dan and, and Dickie, who used to play with them, they're session guys. They are hired guns. They are top line musicians. And to have these great musicians go, hey, we would love for you to come join up with us for these shows, it was so much respect being shown to me after a lot of years, and honestly, of not really getting a lot of respect at like the Ultimate Jam night and in that scene. So it warmed my heart and softened my position all of a sudden. And I went, all right, okay, I'll fill in and I'll do these 2 gigs. And then when I went down and did the 2 gigs with them, it was great. That they're just such a well-oiled machine. They're such great players. And I just found myself going, oh my God, it's been so long since I was with a group of guys who had been playing together long enough that they could sound this tight and this good. Right. And I had gone behind the scenes, and largely, like, I made an album called Come With Me If You Want to Live with one of my best buddies, Michael Naranjo. Michael Naranjo and I have never met. He's in South Africa. I'm in California. We did everything that we did over the internet. And so this idea of having a band that knew each other and knew how to, like, you know, listen to what the other person was playing and feel them out. And I just went, holy shit, I have the opportunity to see if I could get these guys together and we could do something together, because we had played and it was great, man. We really had a great time. Robby, I originally wanted to call the band the Flying Monkeys because Robby jumps around, you know, he's kind of just doing these pinwheels, spinning around with, you know, with his guitar. And I'm, you know, a jumper. I'm a jumpy spider, flopping around the stage, jumping off the stage, being a nut. And having some people there that were matching my energy, that were appreciating my desire to get something from the audience, to get them engaged, to do something that was fun and have people remember the night. I don't want to just play a bunch of songs that people know well. That's not memorable. Hey, I turned on the radio and I heard a bunch of songs that I liked. Yeah, great. If you're going down to a concert, you want to see something that you've never seen before. I got this amazing quote from Lemmy Kilmister about nobody wants to see the guy next door on stage. You want to be a rock star, you need to be something other. You know, you like, and here I have my mohawk and I'm incognito because I'm being a dilf right now. But you know, that idea of putting on a show that matters, you know, I don't love to always bring this up. I'm not trying to freaking talk about my dad, but my father is Dee Snider from Twisted Sister, and Twisted Sister is one of the greatest live bands that has ever existed on this planet. If you have not been in a pit for Twisted Sister, and not just Dee Snider, Dee is the greatest front man as far as I'm concerned, but Twisted Sister together, the greatest band. They played so damn well, and they got so much from their audience. You want to see 5,000 people jump up in the air all at once and throw their fist and scream rock? Go down to a Twisted Sister show. You can't anymore, unfortunately. But that's what I grew up seeing. I grew up seeing a puppeteer who was turning the audience into his machine that he could control, and they loved him for it. They appreciated what was being unlocked inside of them. They were able to have a good time the way he seemed to be having a good time. And that's what I wanted to do. It was about sharing emotion with an audience. It was about giving them a little piece of my heart to go and give them permission to have fun and to enjoy music, you know, and let off a little damn steam. We're all so repressed and stressed out. We need outlets for this shit, you know. It's the masculinity, you know. Everybody, the women have masculinity, the men have masculinity, and we need a outlet for it, because if it's not let out, then we become assholes and jerks to each other, and that's not what we like. But to be in a rock show or to go to the gym, you can get rid of some of that energy. And if you're not going to the gym, come down to the rock show. We got your back. And that's what I wanted. And that's what I saw with Jack Russell's Great White. When I was playing with those guys, I was just like, there's so much energy here. They're so good at what they do. They still love it. They're not jaded. And that's another thing. Oh boy, especially if you're out in Los Angeles, the musicians out there have gotten so jaded. They're all up their own asses. They're so worried about how they look and how they appear. And I remember Julie, my girlfriend, she was pushing me to do Fight for Your Right to Party, because she'd seen me do that just at karaoke, because I love that song. And she went, you got to do Fight for Your Right to Party. And I didn't put it in the set list because I didn't realize until afterwards that I thought, oh, well, Fight for Your Right to Party, I don't know if that's like going to be the best showcase for my voice. Fuck that. The best showcase for my voice is the thing that connects me with the audience and makes them understand that I'm here to have a good time and I'm on their side and this is great and let's do it. You know, that is what people are looking for. And I realized on my way home from the show that I was being a prissy rock star from Los Angeles who didn't play Fight for Your Right to Party because it wasn't going to make me sound like Robert Plant. Hell yeah, man. Fight for Your Right to Party. I'm from New York, man. And I love going, oh, yeah. So that was fun for me. I kick ass doing that song. And I should just do what feels good to me and do what makes me smile and makes me laugh. And I learned like so much playing with them. And I got motivated. I got on the phone with each one of them. I called them one at a time. And I basically told them everything that I just told you. And I went, this sucks. And we could do it better. You want to try? And Robby went, all right. And Dan went, all right. And Dickie went, all right. And unfortunately, we had to go with a new drummer now. But we're freaking just aimed at exactly what we want, which is fun. And that's like the way we came up with the name Dilf USA. So fun. We were just making jokes between each other. And eventually we came up with the name for the band. And we were all laughing so hard and smiling so big that we went, that's it. That's the name. And that's how we've been approaching our live shows. We do a song called We Want Some Pussy that Two Live Crew used to do. We do it to the music of AC/DC. And again, it's about letting people let off steam and have a good time and celebrate sex and celebrate drinking and relax, guys. We don't have to be repressed all the time. It's the weekend. It's a night. You're at the bar. Relax, chill out. You're in good hands. And I think it's all working exactly as we planned. What do you say, Robby?
Yeah, and there is new news on that Two Live Crew stuff. I haven't had a chance to talk to you regarding that, which I'll bring that
sweet! I'm so excited, man. We have a recording of it that is. It's really sick. Robby outdid himself. It took a while for us to totally get there, and with notes from our bass player Dan, we slowly honed in. And really, I was really glad after the fact that Dan was kind of resistant to what we were doing, because his notes, even though I didn't really want to take them because it was like took a lot of work, but he was right. And I was glad that we went back, we did those things, and it is sounding so damn good. I'm so excited to hear what Two Live Crew has to say, because we're going to be sending it to them. And
they already have it. They got it yesterday. They got it yesterday. And they responded today, and they like it. And they are very interested in doing something, but there's only one hiccup, and it has to do something with some attorney or something. But we'll deal with that, and we'll see. Because there's a guy who actually owns the masters. They don't own them.
Oh, so cool. Awesome.
They're looking at how they can approach it to get involved with us. So
dude, it is Christmas today. I'm having such a wonderful day. I went out with my kids to do a bunch of shopping from, their grandfather gave them a bunch of money. And then I found out that an old tune that I had written, actually, I don't know which one it is. It's a stack of 5 that's being used for some anime. It's like a big end scene in an anime thing, and it's being cut for this scene, and I'm so excited because I've been getting into anime recently, and it's super cool to have your music cut into some anime battle. I'm stoked.
So Drake, in case you don't know, Drake's a radio guy. He's a radio personality. You can tell by his voice.
I couldn't tell that. No, I can.
So Drake, which station is it that's running full-time Christmas music right now?
That would be Jack FM.
It's running full-time Christmas music. Started a week ago or something?
We actually started full-time Christmas and rock Christmas December 1st.
Oh, okay. I thought it started.
So we're doing the entire month.
Sweet.
Oh, it's funny. Ego the Living Planet. Somebody's said to you thing. This is a reference to Marvel Comics, or if you're a fan of the MCU, the universe, the movies. Kurt Russell plays Ego the Living Planet, and I do a show called Thinking Critical on YouTube sometimes. And when I go into StreamYard, that was the last name I'd used, and I just thought it was super funny because people always fucking accuse me of being too confident or something. Fuck you. Yeah, I am. I'm awesome. I'm awesome at what I do. I'm a nice guy. Deal with it. So I was like, Ego the Living Planet. That's me.
So yeah, and I want to mention David Wood, because he's on here too, and he said he's playing Countdown to Christmas, second song on his show coming up. I think it's on Sunday.
We're on like 3, maybe on 4 dozen stations now across the country. Pretty amazing. Really cool.
Well, and Drake's playing us on his, right? You actually added us into the radio, into the Christmas list, didn't you?
Yeah, you're getting 4 rotations a day right now.
Oh, that's amazing, Drake. Thanks so much, brother. Of course, you know how important that is to bands like us, especially in the early stages of things as we're getting it out there. Thank you.
I do. I understand it 100%. I also like the fact that I actually got a song over from you guys that was radio friendly.
Yeah, it might take a while before that happens again.
The next one.
I'd like to play She Shit the Bed, so I cut off her head, but I'm pretty sure I'd get a couple notices from the FCC.
See, this is the sort of fun I like to have.
Right. So voiceover work, you and I are going to talk afterwards.
Oh, absolutely, brother. You got it. I am literally the best person to talk to about voiceovers, because unlike the 99.9% of voiceover people, I've actually worked in every individual specialized version of voiceovers: narration, promo, commercials, books on tape. I'm blanking out. Video games, animation. Those are mostly the 7 that are the big ones. But each one of those is its own monster, and I've just kind of gotten lucky in that I've been able to work in all those fields without realizing how different they all were. But then once I got into each one, I learned about them. So when I meet people, it's really I just need to know, what are you looking to do, or what do you want to know? Because I've taken so many classes and like, I mean, just to meet people and to sharpen my skills, and that's what I do. Use my voice.
I've been talking to a lady, Jody Best with Best Bet Promotions. She's an agent and promoter, and she's like, "Man, you spent your entire career promoting other people's voices. It's time to do something with yours, because we all know that the live DJ is a dying breed."
You got such a great voice, Drake. I until you asked, I was like, I didn't listen to the quality, but man, it's really
very rich in tone.
Yeah. Oh my God. There's so much texture. That's like, you can't buy texture.
Right.
Actually, you can't buy texture, but you can get it by running out like a crazy person every night since you're a teenager onto stage and screaming your head off in a smoke-filled room. That does damage your voice in the right way.
That's actually what I tell people.
Yeah, and that's why I succeeded at voiceover, because I had damaged my voice from screaming and singing heavy metal and punk music. I've gotten much better at using it now, but that texture, that natural texture and grit that I can pull out of my voice when you hear this, I can pull out of my voice.
Right.
That's what ultimately people are paying for when they hire me to do anything. Because I can go, want more taste? Get America's favorite pizza. But even when I'm doing that, there's a texture, the texture that I've octavated it up. But now I go, buying a Kia is one smart move, and it's the smart move. That's the thing that makes people, oh, my balls feel that,
Right.
And then they're ready.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I tell people it's a lot of smoking and rock concerts is what got this voice. So.
Yes.
Kimberly Apple, that's Coco. And thank you to somebody else was asking about Coco there. Who was that? Oh,
no, you will not die, Drake. I'm going to hang on by my fingertips. The days of the live DJs and the local DJs and all that are dying out. It's all going to stream and platforms and buying shows and syndication.
Yeah, it's a drag because it's just like Drake is still kind of holding on to the old school, doing the old school. He can add songs he wants, and it's the old school thing that I think a lot of people appreciate, but they just don't realize, like, if it's gone, they'll really miss it. And the kids don't even know about it. So
there are people who do what I'm about to say, but like I was on Long Island, it was the Bone, and then I was on WLIR for a year doing radio, doing like the afternoon drive or something like that. And you can take it off of the system. You can turn off the computerized system. You can hit pause and you can slip in anything you want. It's a matter of who might notice. And the smart people like me paid attention to when their bosses were listening and when their bosses weren't really listening. And there were times when you could get things on the air, and I would change things up because, oh my God, as a radio jockey, songs that I loved, I came to hate. I hate Cold Hard Bitch. I heard that song so many times that year, I wanted to murder myself. Modest Mouse, that song by Franz Ferdinand, Take Me Out. Holy shit. Those things were being played like once on the hour or every other hour, and 5 days a week. By the end of the week, you were like, kill me now.
Right. And that's, slipping it into production mode and playing whatever you want. I got to the point where I just don't give a shit what the boss said about it, and my ratings speak for themselves. So I'm going to play what I want to play, and I'm going to play, local demos and local bands and give them the promotion that they deserve. Because
here, good man.
Being a DJ is supposed to be about.
I love it.
Right.
Robert wanted to hear you say
you should be an announcer for wrestling. I think that's what you should do. And here comes the Undertaker. He's coming down.
Drake, say, Luke, I am your father. He wants to hear you do that.
Luke, I am your father. How about
you got a great voice, Drake. You really do.
Greg Kessler from Ohio in the house.
Oh yeah, Dave Wood says Countdown to Christmas, second song on my show this Sunday night. Thanks so much, Dave Wood. That's so awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Hell yeah.
And he plays shit the bed. He can get away with that.
Hey, Randy Snider's in the house. Randy
Can't.
Snider, I got to call out Randy. Randy, we shot our live portion for the Shit the Bed video at the stage on the side of his house. He doesn't have that house anymore, but for free, Randy got us down there. We look amazing on that stage and helped us bring a whole bunch of people down so we could have a live thing. Thank you, Randy. And then Randy is the man with the tambourine at the end of the Countdown to Christmas video because we had to reward him by embarrassing him in our Christmas video. Love you, Randy.
That's cool, man. So let's talk about Countdown to Christmas.
Sure.
What in God's name brought the inspiration? No pun intended.
Well, the song, the sweet. I'll get to the funny answer and the real answer. The real answer is I wrote that song 5 years ago, and my mom is like Mother Christmas. She would single-handedly turn mansions of various sizes into Christmas Central, and it would start on December 1st. Sometimes she'd be running a little late and she'd be feeling really guilty about it, but I would spend the month of December living in a winter wonderland. It was so beautiful in my home. It was unbelievable. So I remember being young and hearing the 12 days of Christmas and like balking at that, like 12 days. It's like there's 25 days. You've missed half of the days of Christmas. And like, I always had that in my head. I'm like, on the first day of December, we start our countdown to Christmas, not freaking 12 days from now. Seemed kind of arbitrary. So, right. That just came out of me one day from that inspiration of my mom. And really it flew out of my mouth very naturalistically based on the experience that I had growing up, which was that my family had these insane Christmases, even when we had no money. And I didn't know for a long time because I thought Santa Claus was doing everything. As it turns out, that wasn't true. It was my parents. They were doing things when we had no money. I didn't believe that my parents could do it. I knew they were in a really bad time at different times. And Christmas was around, and Christmas was insane. I literally was kind of upset with my parents when I eventually found out. I'm like, I haven't been giving you guys enough credit. We've had amazing Christmases even when we were broke. We were broke, and my mom would scrape together her tips, and my dad would get together the money that she needed to do the things that she wanted to do to give us this incredible Christmas. And this love of Christmas was instilled in me by my family, and I wrote this as just a love letter to them and that love that they put into Christmas for me. And my dad, by the way, wrote my favorite Christmas song of all time, which Celine Dion recorded and Rosie O'Donnell put on her Christmas album called God Bless Us Everyone. And it is incredible. Yeah. If you haven't heard, he finally recorded a version of it recently with a great metal singer. Well, I'm forgetting off the top of my head right now, but look that song up. It's incredible. And it just all speaks to, he wrote that for my mom because my mom loves Christmas. And it's really just, it's something. It Twisted Christmas album. It came from my family's love of Christmas. JJ French said, let's do a Christmas album. And my dad said, yes, because he loves Christmas. And that is just so part and parcel of the Snider family. And for me, it was like, I have to give this energy of this real love and excitement about Christmas, about how great it's going to be, something to look forward to. I had to put it into a song. So that's where that came. And where did the video and the idea for this come from? I got to give mostly the credit to my sister, Cheyenne. We had this idea that we were going to go Christmas Carol and that maybe people were a little iffy on the song because it was too rock and roll or whatever. And I called up my sister, who's an incredible stylist, Shy Snider. She's incredible. She's on Instagram. She's one of those Insta queens with thousands of followers, and she makes her own clothes that are awesome and sick and dark. And I said, Shy, you're my stylist. What do we do? What do we do for the band? And she said, go in corpse paint. And I went, what? She's like, go in corpse paint. I love juxtaposition. And I said, okay, that's okay. Yeah. Okay. And we just started thinking about it. And we're like, yeah, that's a good idea. And we had a good friend of ours, Izzy, come down, and she loves to do corpse paint on herself. She'll go down to cool, heavy metal concerts, to death metal concerts, all made up. And we're like, we know you can do it, Izzy. And she came down and she made us up, and it was amazing. It worked out exactly, like we hoped. And, but really, credit to Cheyenne Snider. You did it, girl. You killed me. Thank you. You helped.
Yeah, it was a pretty amazing day, really. That whole video shoot, the way it came together, just all in one day. I mean, they talk about getting a video of that quality shot in a day and edited within a couple of days, and even the song being completed the way it was, because the whole way it unfolded was it just, meant to be one of those kind of things. So
yeah, thank you to Robby, actually, just real quick, and you continue, Robby, but thank you to him. It's all his fault, because like I gave this to him last year, and it was such a sweet compliment that he didn't forget. And it started getting close to Christmas, and all of a sudden he sends this Christmas song to me, and I was like, oh wow, I'd been trying to record it just as a gift to my family. Just like I just wanted to just get a little demo of it to give it to my family. Like, hey, go, I wrote this for us, not to release it, just to record it. And all of a sudden, the Magic of Christmas, that's the name of the song. But all of a sudden, the Magic of Christmas was Robby sent me this song out of the blue. Just there it is. It's finished, like close to finished. And then we worked on it. We got it done really quickly. And like he said, too, we even had a friend of ours, Scotty Carnegie, who happened to be a drumline drummer. And he had one of those drums that you hang around your neck. And he was willing to come and play Santa for us. And it was like, how did this work out so well? Right. You were saying, Robby.
Yeah. Everything was just like that. But the roots of it really started a year ago when Jesse came over the first time to do original stuff. And it was interesting because he goes, yeah, I've got all these songs, like, I don't know, 300 songs. And I'm like, okay, I've heard this before. Literally, I've never told Jesse the story, but I've told other people. I go, yeah, okay. So he comes in, he goes, well, I got 30 that I'm going to present you. I'm like, okay. And then all it is a notepad. And he sits there and like, okay. And he's kind of looks at the title and he goes, hold on. And then all of a sudden he just, boom. I was like, what the fuck just happened? And he says, 1 to 5. And I was going, okay. And I started rating them. We went through 30 songs just like that. And each time it was the same thing. Okay, hold on. Then God's beating on his chest. He's singing some ideas and shit. And I'm like, holy shit. Okay. We got through 30 of them. I went, wow. And he goes, yeah. And he opens up, I got pages more. And I go, you weren't fucking kidding, were you? He goes,
he said 300. It's actually over 1,000. It's like 1,300 at this point, because I just keep writing them and I can't get them out of me fast enough. And if it's not good, I don't save it. So so there's nothing that I share with anybody that really sucks for the most part. The sucky ones usually are very kitschy and kind of interesting. That's why I save them. But like, I only save shit if it's really interesting, if it speaks to me, or I really think it's good and it can be something. And I write in a lot of genres. So then it's like based on the project that I do, I'll corral a whole bunch of things together and I'll be like, okay, I think these might be good specifically for this project. So those were the 30 that I gave Robby. And I actually have kind of adjusted my criteria for what's a good DILF song since, as we've been doing it, it's been adjusting. So I've been honing in what we represent and what our shit's going to sound like and what kind of humor and what kind of edge it'll have. But, those were the first bits of, things that I presented to him. And thanks so much for saying that, Robby. I appreciate it.
Well, the Christmas song was, because then after that, he goes, well, I even have a Christmas song. And I said, well, shit, I want to hear that. So he started singing this idea and I go, I want to put music to it. So what I did was I put music to it, but it sat for a year. It was a year. And then I was like, a year later, I go, now it's time. It's time to do this. Let's make this happen. And then we had that NBC thing come up that we were hoping, would been, something for us. So it's a good excuse to get it going. So meanwhile, we're on the road every weekend. And we put together, we got Ken Mary to play drums on it. Thank you to Ken, because Ken came in a win. We needed it fast. And he just knocked it out in a day, sent me tracks. And then I started tracking stuff and then brought Jesse in and he sang it. And then I would listen to it on the road. I'm sitting on the airplane, just listening over and over. And I was going, okay, get rid of that clean guitar, put an acoustic guitar, put piano, put some violin. All these things are coming to me. I was just listening to it over and over. And then I got home and I started working on it. And then it just came together fast. And then it was like video time, and then the video was all, they started throwing ideas out. And I was like, kind of like, okay, I'm just following along on this one. And we had to get our Christmas PJs and our Christmas sweaters and it was. Yeah.
And I mean, that was, like to say it took place in one day, like, it's really minimizing the process because, all that stuff was preparation with me and Julie, because she's our producer and she's our writer. So like, her and I worked on it together, but she executed scripts and had to order all these, lots of different materials that we needed to do the video. And the biggest thing was to get the reactions. we shot those reactions over the course of like a month. So every day we would drive to a new location where there were a number of people's houses that were volunteering. So we would basically do like 2 or 3 a night. And then a lot of times we would go to a place where we had multiple people there hanging out. And then so we would break them up into different groups and we'd be like, okay, first you guys are going to be this group. And then these guys are going to be this group. So we were able to bang out like a few here and a few there. And we had people sending them in. And of course, we had to, after the fact, match all the colors and get all these things. So it looks as though it could have been filmed in a day. But that is actually like the lead up of all those reactions. That took a month. So, granted, and to do it for free, ultimately, other than gas and every other little bit of cost that it takes. But, there was a lot that went into it. But it really was magic in the end as we just kind of
skated in. Was one day.
Yeah, filming all of our stuff was just one day.
But that was preparation. There was preparation, and there was a whole sheet she was reading off of all the things we needed to do as the nerds, and that whole bit was kind of lined out.
Yeah, it's really neat too, because like we had to film, I filmed my friend throwing a can at us. I filmed, our friend Neil Turbin, who's another great, brilliant musician, vocalist. He's throwing the Christmas wreath at us at the end. So we filmed him doing that. Then we had to film on a separate day from all them attacking us being attacked. So it wasn't like any direct correlation. We got hit by a broom at one point, so we're getting hit by a broom by our PA, or I forget who was hitting us with the broom or whatever. But all that stuff had to be tied together, pieced together, so it looks like it's one thing. And now when people watch it, generally they're like, wow, I can't believe you went to all those houses.
Right, I know.
Which is funny because I'm like, no.
Now look at the background.
Yeah,
it's funny.
Background never changes.
That neighbor over there, his house looks so good that it was up like the next week. I'm like, oh man, if it was up earlier, we would have had all these lights around there. Or we would have even gone over there and filmed it at their place. They probably would have let us do it.
Right. So, we've got the video in queue. Do you want to try to do it, Robby?
We can. I know the sound was a little bit, there's a little bit of a slapback echo, but I don't know. Let's see what people think. Anybody in there want to see the video? Probably everybody there has seen it, but
let's see.
Anybody want to see the video? Countdown.
I want to see it. I don't get tired of seeing it. It's filled with it's filled with all my friends being funny.
Right.
Let's play it then.
Let's see it. Let's see what we got here.
If it was just me, I wouldn't like to see it so much, but I like seeing everybody. My kids are in it.
No, like this. Countdown to Christmas. Countdown to gifts. Countdown to smiles on all our lips. Countdown to peace on earth and peace of mind. Countdown to bliss. Countdown to Christmas. On the first day of December, we start our countdown to Christmas. Like all good things, it comes slowly. Anticipation gets us through it, but we don't want to wait to celebrate. We want it now, and not a second too late. Countdown to Christmas, countdown to gifts, countdown to smiles on all our lips. Countdown to peace on earth and peace of mind. Countdown to bliss. Countdown to Christmas. Lighting the tree. Decorations. Millions of light hearts. Millions of places. Searching slowly for just the right gifts that say I love you. Merry Christmas. But we don't want to wait to celebrate. and not a second too late. Countdown to Christmas. Countdown to gifts. Countdown to smiles on all our lips. Countdown to peace on earth and peace of mind. Countdown to bliss. Countdown to Christmas. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8.
Those are my kids.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Yeah, it's Christmas! Countdown to Christmas. Countdown to gifts. Countdown to smiles on all our lips. Countdown to peace on earth and peace of mind. Countdown to bliss. Countdown to Christmas. Let him go! Santa had nothing to do with it!
Shut up, dirtbag. You can talk when I tell you to talk.
Sorry, Santa.
Yeah, the editing is just brilliant. It really is. I mean, everything is like, it took a village to do it, no question but the scenes he picked from volumes of stuff he had.
Oh, my buddy Dave Marfield is just incredible. And
so
you know,
good.
the only bummer about it is that because we had so much, me and Julie, oh my God, we captured so much great stuff. So there was so much on the cutting room floor. I mean, things, you know, Julie just says all the time, like, oh, I really want people to see my brother Cody and my fiance, and his fiance, Tanya. They were in the door. There's like a bit where he's trying to figure out how to do the countdown and he just can't, like, he's just mentally challenged moment of like 1, 2, 3, but it's so endearing and sweet, but we're counting down. It's cut. So there's no time to appreciate that. One of our guys, Kerr, who plays the gay guy who's checking us out and gives us a little raised eyebrow. Oh my goodness, there is so much more material with Kerr. He's offering us money to come into the house. And his expression, he killed it. It was so damn funny. And I mean, just really just this concept, you know, which I think Julie came up with the idea to Christmas Carol, you know, because the initial idea was like counting down, and then we were going to have the band like kind of doing some different things, and then it just, everything just kept morphing, you know, over time and like getting better and better. And then once we had the Christmas caroling angle, then it was like, okay, well, if we have the Christmas caroling angle, then we don't need this original idea that started it. So like the first idea that I had was like, we'll do a video like this. And we just started working on it. We threw out that idea by the time we had put together all this other stuff. We were like, oh, we don't even need that anymore. We've got better stuff. And that's really the way you work. You know, you got to work organically. You know, I go, hey, we'll make it me because it'll be super easy to do. I get a present and I'm not allowed to open it till Christmas. And then when I open it up, the present sucks. It's a fucking advent calendar. And now Christmas is over. And you know, and then Julie's like, well, what if we cut back and forth with you guys Christmas caroling? And then like, oh, cool, all right, that's a better idea. So then that becomes the idea. Then it's like, well, how are we gonna Christmas carol? And you get on the phone with Shy and she's like, death metal makeup. You're like, oh, that's really great, you know. And then all of a sudden, you know, we're like corpse paint, sorry. And then we got, you know, Scotty, you know, all of a sudden can there, and he's gonna be our little drummer man. And now we're like, okay, so the band will meet Santa, and then it'll be after the math, Santa and the band decide to go Christmas caroling and corpse paint like idiots, and they get arrested. So I mean, literally the whole story came full circle completely organically with just sort of one person to the next person to the next person to the next person. And literally the initial idea that I came up with to start the whole thing, it's not even in the video. It has no presence in there whatsoever, because it just naturally organically evolved into what the end result is. You know, it's really, I'm so proud of our team. We got a wonderful team. Dave Maccabee, who shot all of the live stuff with the band. Julie, you know, she shot everything at all the doors. So she shot everybody's reaction for us. And I directed all those scenes. And then Dave came and he shot and directed all of the band scene stuff. So, I mean, you know, just us tag team, everybody doing their part, coming in to do the stuff. And then Dave Marfield came in, who is an award-winning editor. And I didn't even know that. He's one of my best friends. He's been one of my best friends for 30 years. And I just found out that he's an award-winning editor. I was literally calling him about something else, telling him some of the problems that I was having. And he was like, are you trying to ask me to edit your music video? And I said, no. Is that something that you like to do? And he was like, I've won awards for doing that. And I'm like, well, then in that case, I guess I am. And now I'm asking. So he edited, and he had a surgery and a vacation to go on, and he had to do all the editing, all the coloring of all these stupid different locations that me and Julie shot. Everyone's a different door, plus people sending us material. Everything looked different. And he matched it all up, edited the hell out of it.
Brilliant work.
Seriously.
So just well done.
I'm so grateful. So grateful to all my friends. It's like really just amazing. And Robby too, just the production, like all of it. It happened so organically, so beautifully. It's a Christmas present for me. It's a Christmas present for me that I got my kids singing on that song. I got them in the video. Yeah. I was able to get that finally for my family to hear. I couldn't be more happy with it, really.
I agree with Dave Wood that you guys should do an outtake video.
Yeah, we really need to edit something together.
Yeah.
I agree with that. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Lisa Williams, you are late.
Ooh, Michelle Russell. I love Kix. I love Steve Whitman. They were one of my first favorite bands as a child. Kix was managed by the same management company that Twisted Sister was managed by. And I went in there and could have given a cassette tape of Blow My Fuse, and it blew my fuse. And they were one of my favorite bands. Well, I mean, they're still kind of in my heart. One of my favorite bands, one of my first music loves. And of course, then my dad was like, here, the real Kix. They're called AC/DC. And I was like, oh, but Kix is amazing. And one of their songs, Don't Close Your Eyes, is one of my favorite ballads of all time. What a beautiful song. I've seen him sing that live, and it's sort of, don't close your eyes. I can't say, I'm being off pitch on it, but oh God, so good. Don't close your eyes. Love that
song. All right, so we did count down to Christmas, dude. I've got to talk about She Shit the Bed, Robby. I'm sorry, I'm doing it.
Yeah, please do.
All right. You know what? I ain't even going to talk about it. Hell yes!
What do we got here, McNay?
It's a fresh one. Hold your breath.
Oh, now it's got that delay.
Shit show.
Me out with a feather. Objection, judge, I'd never. She's crying round, yeah, she's lying round town there. It's spreading round, yeah, it's all around town here. She shit the bed, so I cut off her head. Just so damn outrageous. That pussy's so contagious. She spread it round, oh, she share it round town there. It's falling down, oh, it's all coming now. Yeah. She shit the bed, so I cut off her head. So I cut off her head. So I cut off your. She shit in the bed. She shit
I love that one. It's funny. I was talking to my ex-wife at the countdown to Christmas. I was so proud of it, because, like I said, it was a little bit more than just that one day. The whole month leading up to it. So when I finished that process, working with my girl, like I really just, it was like a wow, like we really did something here. There was a lot that went into it, and I was like, Countdown to Christmas is the best music video I ever did, and Patty went, no, it's not. Shit the Bed's the best video you ever did, which was mine and Julie's first attempt at a music video. And I think it's just in my head, I was like, well, this was the first try. We did pretty good, but it warmed my heart that my ex-wife was like, no. The first one was the best one. Like, I'm like, yeah, I wasn't making it for you, but I'm glad you liked it.
Robby does look like he came straight off of 21 Jump Street on there.
Oh, yeah.
You could play a detective on TV, right?
Yeah.
And say,
it didn't. I probably did need more props. Like those glasses just put me in a different zone than just a badge.
The aviators.
Robby lights up. I learned about Robby. All you got to do is give him a prop, and he becomes the prop. In the Countdown to Christmas video, he pulls out these Ralphie glasses, these little Christmas Ralphie glasses, and all of a sudden he became the greatest actor, delivering the best little nebbish performance of this little sweet Christmas guy. And Dan has really embodied this like hyper macho masculine guy. He's eating a heart. He's wearing the Randy Quaid hat, that hat that Randy Quaid wears in Christmas Vacation in the Shit the Bed video. Like, so for me, it's like Dan's like toxic masculine, and Robby's like overtly, the meek, and then I'm right in the middle, just like fucking crazy energy incarnate, and I love it because it's really shaped who everybody is. So before every music video now, I'm just going to deliver a prop to Robby, whatever's appropriate, so that he can become the prop.
There you go. That's all it takes, Robby. You're a prop master.
That's why he's so great on stage with the guitar. That's his prop.
That's right.
He thinks he's a rock star now. He is.
As soon as the guitar's gone, it's all gone. The magic's gone. But the glasses, definitely, there was something to the glasses. As soon as I put them on, all of a sudden I got just fucking dorky.
It was great. It was really amazing.
That's cool, man. Lisa says you guys look like you're going to eat the bad children.
Oh, that's probably in the corpse paint. Yeah.
Yes.
We do look like we're going to eat the bad children. It's
Dawn said, thanks to the video, her 12-year-old is now wearing corpse paint. That's great. So what's next?
We want some pussy. Will be next. We're still figuring out getting some of the bits together, but
that's always next.
We got ideas in our head about what the video will be, and we got some really fun ideas about what to explore. We're just wrapping up the track, so we'll hopefully in the new year, beginning of the new year, we'll have that wrapped up, and we're going to start that music video process. And then we are we're already in the studio working on just like kind of a half dozen tunes to have in the bank that we already intellectually wrote, so that we can have them recorded and be ready to release. My hope with this band was to be sort of Johnny on the spot. The cool thing about South Park is that they can, they're turning out episodes a week at a time, and then all of a sudden they can comment on what's going on right now. And I'm like, if we're really going to have fun and like laugh with society, we got to be like talking about the same things. We got to be able to kind of just show up and be a part of the conversation. Shit the Bed was that first attempt to do that, which took a little while for us to just get that first music video out. I mean, me and Julie, we ended up kind of redoing the first take. We did our first day, and we were unhappy with how a lot of the footage came out. So we set it up again to do it again. And then the second time around, we got the things that we wanted to get, and we moved forward. So that one, by the time we were done getting it recorded, getting the video out, it was
the recording was fast. We knocked that recording out really quick.
That's true. That's true. But to do the music video, which is the harder, more time consuming thing, really, that just took a minute for us to figure out. But doing this, one at a time, we're figuring it out. We're learning. So it's just a matter of time. It's funny. Julie was getting approached. She was at this party with her dad's a city councilman in Orange County, and he was getting sworn in. And she was there, and she was approached by Dexter Holland's brother-in-law, whose son has a band, and they apparently had all seen the video, loved the video, and they want to hire her to make a video for them. I was like, yeah, baby, we're doing it right.
Nice.
So that was a great compliment to the whole thing. Oh, I wrote down a couple people who made comments, and I wanted to acknowledge comments. Dave Wood, you're going to play Shit the Bed on the radio. Hell yeah, Dave Wood. He says he can play it because he's not a pussy. That's what he said, Drake. No, I'm just kidding.
If you see a pussy, brother, you better come lick me, all right?
Randy Snider, let's talk. Reach out to me, Randy. We'll talk. You're so sweet, man. And somebody mentioned that one of the nights that we played, that I played with Jack Russell's Great White, we were at the Canyon Club. One of the nights, the whole show is on YouTube. And if you look up, Jack Russell's Great White, and I think they got my name correct there with Jesse Blaze, you could see us play that first time. That was our first time ever playing. I don't even think we rehearsed for that gig. Did we? I don't think we did.
There was no rehearsal.
Yeah, I mean, I literally just showed up. We picked the songs that we were going to do that we all knew, and we played.
Oh, we didn't know them. I didn't know those songs.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know them. I just learned them.
So I mean, that stuff literally that was us for the first time, not having even done it very much together. So now, I mean, we're just getting tighter and tighter and more on each other's wavelength. So it's been a really, really great process, but you should check that out. I've actually, watched it a couple times. Just, when you see stuff like that, I go, oh, I hope this is good. Does it sound good or whatever? And I watched it. I was very impressed. I'm usually not like super impressed with myself or with the thing that I'm doing. I always have notes, but it was great. It was really fun. I went after the audience, and the band was really behind me, and we were all just smiling and laughing. And I remember walking off the stage that first night, and the enthusiasm of all the people who had come down to see the show, because it was a bit of a weird thing. It was supposed to be Jack, and instead they got something else. And there was a lot of people who were a little bit like, and to come off that stage when people were tepid about what they were about to see and have them go, oh my God, that was amazing. That was so great. We had such a great time. I'm so glad that I came. That was really rewarding. So worth checking out.
Yeah. So for the Two Live Crew track, though, it's going to really depend on the Two Live Crew guys. If they get involved, it's going to be a whole different animal. If they don't, we'll be doing it on our own. So we'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
But
it really will be.
We'll be following it up, and maybe some stuff that actually can be played on Celestial Radio, because clearly there is FCC, is that correct? Regulations that will not allow you to play certain things.
Right. I want to go after. I'm so motivated to fight that system. I just found out recently that the 7 dirty words that you can't say on the radio, George Carlin made that up. There was no list. He inadvertently created the list that would be used to censor music for the next 50 years. By accident. He started to make a list, and they went, well, maybe we should have a list. We shouldn't have a list. It's bullshit. I tell my kids all the time, you can say fuck, you can say shit. Just don't tell your sister to eat shit or tell your brother to go fuck himself. But you can say fuck, you can say shit. It's not a big deal. It's all about context. And the action of pooping in the bed or shitting in the bed, come on, are we children? It's just a different word used to describe something that we're allowed to describe. If we're allowed to describe it, why can't we use the word that describes the thing?
What do you think, Drake? You're okay with that, right? You'd love to play shit if you could. Yeah, I'd love to be able to cuss on the radio if you could.
I'd love to be able to speak my mind. Trust me.
I'm fighting this good fight for you, Drake. I'm trying to unlock your gums in your mouth so you can say all the things that you've been wanting to say, but you're holding them behind your teeth.
Right. Absolutely. It's there, man. Long time coming. Long time coming. Well, brothers, it's been a great interview. I've got to bounce, but it's cool having you guys on, man.
Oh, Drake, this was amazing. Thank you so much. I've had so much excitement and energy in my body to share, because great things have been happening for the band and for the song during this time. I always love Christmas anyway, and it's made the holiday that much more exciting. And this is the first interview that I actually got to do talking about all this stuff. So thanks so much for having us on, because you gave me a chance to get some of my excitement out. I really appreciate it, because if I don't get this shit out, I just explode.
Right. it looks like you got many formats to get it out, and we'll continue to check in on you, and hopefully we can stay in touch and talk more about that the voiceover stuff.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! I'll stick around for you for a second, Drake, and we'll chat. Okay.
All right, sounds good. All right, to everybody out there in the Hangout Live world, man. First, before we split, big shout out to our girl Morgan Miles for finishing second on The Voice. Much love to her, and hopefully we'll get her back on the show here soon to talk about her experience.
Yeah,
because that had to have been a bone-chilling experience for her. So we'll talk about that. I know she was really stressed out. Merry Christmas to you all. We love you. Until next time, we'll see you then. It's the Hangout Live.